So this is Mike's video, and he's gonna talk about our event on Saturday in it. So we should watch it. Yeah. What? Wait, he was at the live letter? Wait, Mike was at. You went to Japan? It's a good idea. Show him. Show him. Show him.
14どころかね、もはや FF でもないだろう。いや、作ったのは14チームですよ。可愛く。そうね。
Chat bubbles. Edited? Wait, are you telling me that was edited? I think it was in Photoshop.
I am so consistently impressed with every single live letter that FF14 puts out that it just blows my mind.
Isn't
and this
it great?
one was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to get to the obvious...
It's so nice that we... Oh my gosh, this is like a cursed time to pause. It's... I forgot what I was actually talking about because I paused it and he scared me a little bit. I was gonna say that it's so cool that we have live letters in Final Fantasy XIV where the actual director producer of the game sits down and he okay, you know what, I'm just gonna play it.
Feature that was announced coming up in the next couple of patches where I genuinely fear for the lives and souls of so many players because I think they're going to disappear into a pit worse than like garrisons in Warlords of Draenor.
What?
But it's going to be big.
Wait, is he worried about Island Sanctuary? Does Mike think that it's going to be like a garrisons? No. No, because it's not going to be like that because garrisons were very useful. And the Island Sanctuary, you're not going to be able to do anything useful in it. So that's why it's going to be a good feature, because there's nothing that you can do in it that's going to matter. So that's why it's going to be fun and good, and not like Garrison.
I watched this live letter. Every 2 minutes, it was like, okay, and here's something new, and here's something new. And they're really dicing around with a lot of stuff that I've got a lot of experience with. So it's definitely worth talking about. I'm not going to cover everything because there's a lot of stuff here.
He's got trauma
this has got
from
more
Garrison's.
features than fucking WoW expansion. Unironically, I'm not being that to be shitty. It's true. The next couple of patches are huge. So as I'm recording this, the servers are...
Is that true? Does 6.2 have more content than a WoW expansion? I mean, kinda, yeah. Kinda.
Down because data center travel is open, which means our friends who have been trapped on the other side of...
Hey, yeah! That's us! We're the friends trapped on the other side, and here is my... Yeah! I'm so happy, it's great. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, it's awesome, okay, yeah.
The world can now join us in harmony and celebration. Chaos and light will be bringing themselves together, and no doubt when the servers come up, it's going to be an absolute mess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this absolutely unhinged. I wouldn't say completely unhinged, but it definitely, the tone of this message was so panicked because the first one was like, hello, we have some technical difficulties. And then a little bit later, they post this one that's like, we've received over 15,000 visit requests per minute and the servers are unable to keep up with the load. There's so many requests, we can't resolve the issue. Just hold on, we have to suspend the data center travel. Yeah, they were like...
But it should be fine.
It's fine
now. Weekend, which is why we're going to throw another Final Fantasy XIV World First event.
Yeah.
Yes, stay tuned to the end for that. We're throwing a huge event. We're pretty sure it's a World First attempt at this event, and it's going to be sick. We've also got a new raid coming, which is awesome. Can't wait to see the race start up again. It was so fun last time, especially with the guys from Liquid and the guys from Echo jumping in there and seeing like whether after Dragon Song the tidings and the rankings are going to change. Super hyped for that.
Race
got that coming. And now they're toying around with an idea that I believe was actually instituted from the suggestion of one Josh Allen Law for World of Warcraft. And it worked very, very well, is that they're going to delay the release of the Savage tier by a week. And they said very clearly, as they always do,
Josh,
like, we're just testing this out. We'll see if you
Alan,
guys like this. We'll see if you guys don't like this.
Lord.
It doesn't matter. We're just going to give it a try and see what the feedback is. Maybe we'll adjust it. Maybe we'll just get rid of it entirely. We'll see what they're going to do.
Josh.
All I could say is this was a wonderful, wonderful addition to World of Warcraft when they brought in this delay of releasing like the hard modes.
That was a good idea.
Letting people enjoy this brand new content, and especially in Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, that was a good idea.
Because so many people love the main story quest. There's brand new MSQ that's coming in this patch as well. People want to enjoy it. They want to savor it. When it comes to crafting new stuff, they don't want to be rushed to get into the raid as quickly as possible. They want to play the game. Weird. Along those lines. They want to just be able to enjoy it, have a week to breathe, drinking all this brand new content, instead of either ignoring it, and I know, because I've had to literally cancel streaming at some points during the release of a brand new patch, which is crazy in what I do, right? You should be there live and ready to go, but I had so much to do for raiding. It's like, I can't stream this. I've got to farm like endless mythic zeros and things like that. So it's going to be boring as hell. And I want to just put some tunes on and talk with my boys and just work through this nonsense.
It's hard to do.
Really happy.
It's really hard to stream boring content. Like, that's why I don't stream the first 150 floors of Palace of the Dead. Because I honestly, like, I think that people will be really, they'll fall asleep. Watch me. So I just do that off stream, and I'll listen to an audiobook, or I'll listen to a podcast, or something like that.
See this coming to the raiding scene in Final Fantasy 14. I've seen practically zero negative feedback. There's always something negative.
What's he saying right now? He's talking about the fact that this time they're going to delay the release of Savage by a week, because normally it comes at the same time as normal on patch day, but this means that people who are going for the week 1 clear of Savage kind of can't do main story, kind of can't do the raid story. They've just skipped through everything as fast as possible so they can rush into the Savage raid, and that sucks. But now they're gonna have a whole week to enjoy the patch before they have to go hard on Savage, right? So it's very good. Everybody should be happy about it.
Tips of World of Warcraft to just give you that breathing room, let people enjoy it. The people who don't enjoy any of the extra stuff in the game will probably be a bit like, I just want to raid right now, but it's a week. It's not the end of the world. You'll be fine. And with good announcement, good warning when it's coming, you know when your start is going to go.
You can't say it was a straight face. He wasn't sponsoring shit.
I apologize. On top of that, they mentioned a lot of stuff with systems and trying to make sure that when they give out raid buffs to people, certainly the critical strike buff and direct hit, that the player base is benefiting from that. I loved this. This means this shows a lot of care. Instead of just languishing and say, oh, this buff doesn't really benefit you, they're looking at it and going, everybody should benefit from these buffs. Like, if we got a class with guaranteed critical strikes or whatever, and one of the classes is giving out critical strike as a buff, you obviously don't get any benefit from that, and that sucks. So they're going to be addressing that instead of just ignoring it and saying that's a quirk of your class or whatever. I really, really like they're going to do that. MSQ. Mm-hmm. Now, if you've listened to me and my advice, you probably...
Yeah, so what he's referring to is the fact that if you are, say, playing a... Man, I really pause Mike at the best times, don't I? I definitely think so. So, if you're playing, say, I don't know, Warrior... I think actually Dancer got something like that recently, did it? Let's switch to Warrior. And you have an ability that guarantees critical and direct hits, such as inner release, then having buffs for critical and direct hits is not as big of a deal to you, because you're guaranteed so many just by doing your rotation properly and using the button that gives them to you 100%, right? So that's what they're going to address in the future.
Fully played some Final Fantasy IV. The remaster, the Pixel remaster, is extremely good. And of course, Endwalker's brand new starting journey, the fresh journey that we're now going on, is heavily inspired from Final Fantasy IV. And I will be in upcoming videos referencing things from Final Fantasy IV, because it's happening. In fact, the brand new dungeon that's coming out, the Fell of Troya, is a town from Final Fantasy IV, and the thrones and things are from Final Fantasy IV. So
y'all chill out. I put the video back. Relax. It's fine. I love how, like, the stream is so used to me being incredibly absent-minded that as soon as there's, like, something's not on the screen, or, like, my mic is off, the whole chat is like, hey! Like, I'm trying to get my attention, because the chat has actually gotten used to my bullshit at this point. which I appreciate.
Obviously, but it's heavily inspired, and there'll be definitely some cross-referencing going on there with what they're doing with the story, and I'm so glad to see this, although it's very, very twisted.
Hey, is that one of the elementals? What do you think? See that guy? The fire guy? You think it's an elemental?
Can't deny that. It is very, very twisted from what it is in Final Fantasy IV. Troya does not look like a shadowy void prison of death, but it's cool to see that they're still like, yeah, this is happening, and we kind of have an idea of what trials are going to come. They did say a new trial is coming with its own extreme. I'm almost to the point now where I can do extremes as and when they launch, which is very exciting for me. I've been working through them all. We're nearly done, in which case, when a brand new extreme comes, I can jump into it and have some fun. They're making Sephiroth the new Unreal.
What do you think about that?
I kind of like it.
I was mad about it, actually. I got really mad about it.
Unreal once a week. It's a nice little weekly reset to get together with friends and bash something out. And thankfully, the Unreal that we do now is very easy. I think Sephiroth is going to be a little bit harder and a little bit more involved to say.
See, the thing is that Mike didn't kill Sephiroth when it was current. So, only FF boomers will know. Only FF boomers will remember what Sephiroth was like back in my day. And back in my day, Sephiroth was a lot harder than they're gonna make it. And what if they even let you res people that fell off the edge? That's not even the same fight. These damn kids with their Vesper Bay Aetherite tickets and their resible deaths in Sephiroth and their less damage on the ads phase in Sephiroth.
Say the least. So I'm kind of excited for this. When I saw him, I was like,
I'm a vanilla Andy now in Final Fantasy.
Because the extreme was a little rough. We got through it, obviously, but yeah, okay, not quite what as.
You can handle it. You're a gamer. You're a gamer.
It should be very exciting to do that.
You're a gamer, Mike.
Now, one of the things that caused a lot of controversy when we watched the live letter live, when I watched it with a lot of you guys, is the excitement in the playbase when the new weapons are coming, when the new farming for brand new weapons are coming. And then a 50-50 mix, I would say, of pure delight and abject horror when they announced how they're going to do it this time, which is that they're tying the new weapons that you can grind for to the Hildebrand questline. And Hildebrand, the entire Hildebrand questline.
We should poll the chat.
Now, for those of you who don't play FF14 and just look forward to us making content, Hildebrand is a questline that began before the A Realm Reborn. It was in the original FF14 towards the very end, when they were just throwing shit at the wall to see what people liked.
Okay, there's
and
a
they
poll.
came up with a quest line involving a character named Hildebrand, who is basically used for really weird animations, like really strange facial animations they can do to see how it looks. They basically use it as a complete playground.
What do you think,
As such, the stories involving Hildebrand are utterly ridiculous. And on more than one equation, because I love Hildebrand.
Hey, it's a poo-poo! Oh my gosh, do you see? He's horrified by that poo-poo descending from the sky.
From the heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, bleeding life story that is the MSQ.
It's a silhouette of a poo-poo.
And then I could play some Hildebrand and have a smile on my face at him being attacked by grenades or being taken to space. Or being attacked by a giant Ultros with his wiggly arms, and his father wearing just underpants and flying from the sky with a power bomb.
Does he think that poo-poo is cute?
I love it. I really, really enjoy it. Some people do not. It's very silly.
Some people don't.
It's very ridiculous. And if you don't find those characters charming and lovable and interesting, then it's just an awful experience. And a lot of people I know when I've been in Hildebrand come in and go, what the fuck is this? And then they just leave and they're like, this is not for me.
Does watching Hildebrand tank views on stream? You know what? Earlier in, well, it was like right before Endwalker came out, they announced that there would be a huge feature added to the gold saucer. But they never said what it was. And they still haven't talked about it. But now I think it could be related to the Manderville legendary relic. I just hope to God they don't make me pay for relic shit with MGP, because I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm hoarding that MGP. I'm not using it for anything, but don't make me spend it. I'm not gonna spend it, and I'm not gonna get it either. So
But if you want the new weapons, you're going to need to do Hildebrand. So you can skip, obviously. You can skipper, and get through it very, very quickly.
Wait, what did he just
say?
Super
long storylines, but they do.
Whoa. What did he just say? Did I just hear what I thought I heard? Did he just say skipper, Hildebrand? I don't think so. Just like how we don't take our bunny ears off, we also don't skip anything in this game. I thought the rules were pretty clear. Mike. Don't make people think that it's okay. Yeah, he said it. Where is he? Oh my God. He's AFK. He's AFK right now. He's skipping this conversation. He's skipping this chat. Okay.
Back a few expansions. But I suspect, though, that these are going to be the contest-winning weapons that were revealed recently, because there are some very, very silly ones, some very ridiculous weapons, skins, and designs that they've done that are going to be brought into the game. So likely that's the direction they're going with. I would suspect that's where they're going, or the choice of one of the two, something along those lines. I
want the fork and knife.
Fit in with the fact that they're tying it to the very silly ridiculousness of Hildebrand.
They have the fork and knife weapons for Ninja. Just imagine Lalafell Ninja running at you with the fork and knife in PvP. Holy shit. That was really scary. Okay, let's go.
So that's what I would expect to happen there. We'll have to wait and see, but it feels like that's what they're going to do. Another thing they're doing is, and they're being really confident in bringing in new content and tying it to old content, because those characters...
Actually, some of y'all might like that. Okay.
Took place in a past storyline. Really
some of y'all would like to be attacked with a fork and knife.
And they're very much like community worshipped characters.
Don't get into it. I'm sorry. I regret making that comment. I'm very sorry. I don't know what I was saying.
It to the Shadow of Macaque, Sky Pirates, right? So if you've done the Sky Pirates Alliance raid, I loved the Sky Pirates.
It's too late.
I thought they were really, really fun. And I was sad that they were like contained to the Alliance raid, and then they just were gone and never to be seen again, pretty much. They're bringing them back and saying, like, okay, if you want to do the next part of Tataru's side quest, and this is a side quest, so you're not tied off from doing the MSQ or anything, but if you want to do Tataru's side quest, you're going to need to go and do this, because these characters are coming back into it. We're not going to be using time to explain them, which is what a lot of other games do. Is like, oh, we want to bring this character from, God, it's like 6 years ago. We need to just, we don't want people to go and do like that concept for 6 years ago. We'll just explain them in 5 minutes. Instead, Square Enix is going, no. You go and do that stuff in the past, because then these characters show up. We can be right into the action with them. We don't need to reintroduce them and give you some backstory and context to who these characters are. Again, I've done it, so I'm fine. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought that whole stuff was really, really good.
It was cool. Void Ark is awesome.
No complaints from me. No complaints from me. Let's talk about the three big interesting things then. And I loved this. Obviously, there's been a huge Western influence.
We're going to find out that Tataru was actually the real queen, Skathak. Like, that's the real queen of the Void Scent all along. And the other one was just a decoy. And she's trying to get us to go into Void Ark as a... she's going to trap us in there. Like, once we get in there, we're not going to be able to get out. I'm pretty sure. She's going to be like, oh, you thought it was okay to trap the Void Scent under my control in coffins for a millennia? Well, we're gonna see how you like it, and that's like how the game will end, actually.
Coming over to Final Fantasy XIV, unquestionably, I'm there, other people are there, and we found a little home that we really, really enjoy in terms of our MMO lust for gaming. And
don't say MMO.
It's very different from what we're used to in the West, obviously. And one of the things that people have been really asking
like,
for, especially the old World of Warcraft
MMO
RPGs, is like Mythic Plus.
Mythic Plus.
The dungeons aren't really, complicated too much in Final Fantasy XIV. And they have shown, for anybody who's done a little bit of extra content.
Okay, is there going to be an ass joke? Is Mike going to make an ass joke? Okay, fingers crossed.
good they can make 4-player content. One of my favorite trials, I would rate it as my number 2 trial, is the 4-man trial from Storeblood. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Rathalos
no
was
rolls
great.
in it, no healer required. Tank, kind of, but you can get away with it. Where you were just giving healing potions to deal with it, and it was all about dodging, ducking, diving, and dealing with the mechanics correctly. I had so much fun doing that as a 4-player team. A little team working together, a really hard challenge. Only took us maybe an hour or something to kill, but once we did, it felt amazing. It felt so good. So they can make really good content. Now, regularly, I have conversations with people either online or offline about could a Mythic Plus system work for Final Fantasy XIV? And the answer I ultimately give is no, not with the way the dungeons and classes
People
are
say no.
designed.
Yeah,
if you're
people don't
talking
like
about
it.
directly copy and pasting that system.
You
from
can't
one to another.
copy paste
So
it.
that's consistently ever scaling dungeons with affixes and things like that might disrupt your gameplay in some way. The classes don't really play like that in Final Fantasy XIV. There is CC, there is these options for interrupts, but they're not anything like the rapid response and serious control you can put over enemies in World of Warcraft. And most of the dungeons have some sort of natural barrier to prevent you pulling too much. So wall-to-wall is a thing that I had to learn in Final Fantasy XIV because it doesn't exist in WoW. You can pull endlessly in nearly every dungeon because they're designed with Mythic Plus in mind. But in Final Fantasy, you do have these natural barriers that you constantly sort of ram up against, and you can only pull 2 or 3 packs usually before the game stops you progressing.
I think he's not going to mention ass.
Square Enix agrees.
I think
They
he's not
agree
going to
with
mention
that
ass.
entirely. And what they've done is come up with this brand new dungeon, which is going to be implemented in the new patch, which is actually a variable dungeon. And so there's 2 versions to this, which I also loved. Before we get to the hardcore, the savage version, they're giving a version for the casual players because this shouldn't be, oh, here's a new system for the hardcore. They're saying, here's a new system
not done
for the
talking
hardcore.
about
We
it.
want really challenging content. At the same time, here's a new system entirely.
I'm waiting to hear him say ass.
Same vein, but for a casual player base. And they're doing that. They've got solo play 1 to 4 in these variable
Casual
dungeons,
story.
which is going to have optional routes through it, which gives different stories. And you're going to be joined by somebody who's very chatty. So I'm thinking Feo Ul, I'm thinking Gosetsu, someone along those lines. But you're going to have someone with you and tell a story. And
Who do you think it's going to be, chat? Who do you think the NPC is going to be that follows you through? I think it's going to be Graha, personally. Oh, Pippin would be awesome. Ooh, that would actually be amazing. Pippin would be awesome. Okay. Not Nero. Do not. No. Anyone but Nero. If it's Nero, I'm going to uninstall the game. If I have to go through that thing with Nero, I will stop playing this game. No. I'm so offended by this suggestion.
story is going to change and vary.
Estinian. It should be Estinian.
Perfect. I want to do that. That's really good. I love hardcore as much as casual content. I like them both. So that was really good. And then they went, okay, for the guys who want something a little harder, all right, we've got 2 versions of a higher difficulty where it's not going to be choose your own pathway. It's going to be a set route, but there are going to be rules to it.
Oh,
so
he's not going to say it. He's not going to say it.
You'll be doing something where
he's not going to say it.
If you wipe, you're going to have to. You're going to have restricted amounts of resurrections and things like that as you move through the dungeons, but you're going to be pushed through and it's going to be harder to do, and you have to work through it that way. If you really want to go hardcore, we have the Savage version, where if you die, you can't be rezzed, and if the whole party dies, the dungeon completely resets. All the mobs come back to life. You also can't take
it's really hard to wipe an ass. You just got to push through.
Time, by the way, because the dungeon's also on a timer, and if you try and take your time, wait for cooldowns and things like that, the dungeon will enrage and kill you. I'm definitely open to the idea of, after our PvP tournament last week, which was just amazing, I'm definitely open for some time trial runs of this dungeon to see. I've got to see how varied it is and how cool it is first, but I really am looking forward to seeing whether we can.
Did anybody tell Mike that it's ass? Mike. Okay, let me just tell him. Mike, the Mythic Plus in FXV is ass. Mike, but he can't see it because there's no chat bubbles. Oh well, I guess he'll never know. Without chat bubbles, there's no way for him to read it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. Hey, if you die in another Sylvan subterrane, do you get on the asphalt? That wasn't very good. That wasn't very good. I'm just, I'm asking for a friend. Look, let's just keep playing the video. I'm sorry.
Something on a fun
Not really,
competitive scale with this dungeon system, because this sounds really fun, and I know a lot of players who are very, very interested in trying this out. So very, very cool.
Look, I cannot wait to match with some friends, and we can all go into ass together.
Yeah. Okay.
Ass is more fun with
the
friends.
Island Sanctuary. Now, look, I'm not
That's
a
a
big fan
fact.
of games like Animal Crossing or anything, you know, those kind of games.
You can have
where
4
these-
people in
these
ass.
fun, casual, relaxing experiences where you kind of take care of your house. Basically a paradise game. So it doesn't appeal to me right now, but the wishes and hopes of everybody who does love those kind of games seems to be coming true. With the Island Sanctuary, where everybody would get their own island. And we just got a
Wait.
sneaky screenshot of how big these islands are. And then
Size
they
of a
mentioned things
Rogan.
like shiny rares, like Pokemon, fields, endless customization. And then they went the extra mile, because I suspected, like, oh god, can people just buy everything? They're like, nope, this is going to have its
Where's
own
that
player-run
billboard with the
separate
size of the
economy
Rogan?
to make sure that everybody's working together and forming their own community.
Y'all, where's that billboard? Let me ask. Okay, let me try. This is an urgent call for a meme. I need the billboard that showed. You know, I don't want to spoil it. The size of the Rogan and little speck with the arrow and the.
Basically, to me, this looks like they
I'll
just
look
made a
for it.
brand new game and are strapping it onto Final Fantasy XIV. And I genuinely feel like they're just going to lose like half the player base into this void. We're never going to see them again. They exist, and I almost guarantee people will pay their Final Fantasy XIV subscription just to play the Island Sanctuary. When Yoshi P said, oh, this is for casuals, we don't expect you to like eat through this content particularly quickly, I was like, dude. People are going to be here endlessly. People are going to live here, invite their friends over, see what they can do on the little internal marketplace and get things working, all that. Like, people are going to be wedged into that, especially with the size of the island that they have to mess around in. Everybody gets...
Really? Because I think people are going to be wedged into ass. It was so easy. You can't blame me. You can't blame me for saying that. Okay, it was wide open. Yeah, it was.
Owned completely for free, and you could just go mad in there. Professions not required. It said not required. Whether that means professions can do some cool stuff, but you don't need it in order to enjoy the Island Sanctuary. I don't know, because I'm a no profession Andy. So that's very, very helpful to me. But they couldn't show us any footage. They said it's a buggy mess right now, but we're getting there. Next live letter.
So we have literally not seen any footage or anything of Island Sanctuary. There is one piece of artwork of Island Sanctuary that has been doing so much heavy lifting because not only is this the only thing that we have ever seen about Island Sanctuary since they announced the expansion, but they even used it for the live letter artwork. Normally a live letter gets its own exclusive artwork, but this time they decided, well, you know what? Since this Island Sanctuary art does so much work already, let's just make it the live letter 71 artwork. I think it was 71 as well. Like, I have stared so hard at this for so long, and I feel like the longer I look at it, the more stuff I'm imagining about what Island Sanctuary is. Like, we have put all of our hopes and dreams inside this lighthouse. The lighthouse. But it's all it's in the lighthouse. That's what it is. It's not a windmill. Okay.
We will be showing some footage of this, and I'm kind of interested in it. I'm going to try it obviously. But it's not really been my
It's
thing
not
in the
a
past.
it's
I've
not a
tried
windmill.
those games. Never really been for me. I'm all
not
right
a
for while away
windmill.
a couple of hours, but then I'm kind of like, I need something.
But thanks for that.
Definitely worth checking out, especially with the competitive nature of the crawlers. That will be interesting to see how that goes. So very excited to see it. Not overly excited to play it. I'm more fearful of it, if I'm being honest. I'm scared to fucking death. It's gonna like eat people alive. Consumed, and they were lost in there forever. I've lived through Warlords of Draenor. I know what happens when people get lost in those garrisons, man. You can't get them out for fucking love nor money. Anyway, getting on to Saturday. Oh, the data center.
It's gonna. Are we not gonna get out? Is Island Sanctuary gonna get people in there, and then they're not gonna rewind that? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it.
It is a big deal. I hope it all works out.
I thought about it.
But we are running a massive event. We're calling it the Rejoining, which
Yes,
anybody's played the game will know
the
what it is.
event
And
on
again, I always
Saturday.
encourage people to come to these events because they're huge.
The
We're
event.
hoping to have our ward stabled so that we can get everybody in without the server having any issues. We've almost hit the... Well, we have hit the barrier once on how many people could get into the ward for events. But we're hoping we can manage it this time. So what's going to happen is at 6 p.m. on Saturday, we're going to be heading over to the light servers to team up with Zepla and her squad.
Yeah.
Because they are on the light team and we've never been able to coexist
Yeah.
until today. So we're going to be moving over to the light server.
That's
where They're going
right.
to have like glam competitions and things like that and be
Here's
really
everybody
nice. We're
here
gonna go over in
already.
Yodassian robes and say hi for the
See the
rejoining.
crawlers
But
here
then We're
already.
going to bring them back to us where we're throwing the first ever Final Fantasy XIV block party. If you're not sure what that term means, in a ward in Final Fantasy, there are up to like 30 houses that are free company houses for the most part.
It's gonna
right
be a
now.
huge party.
We're going to throw... We've been reaching out, or I should say Bex, who works with us, has been reaching out to those free companies to say, hey, do you want to form like a community thing here? We all live in the same place, and you see each other walking around and doing things all the time. Like, do you want to get involved in this? And many of them are like, yeah, absolutely. Any opportunities to that. So,
Okay, so it's gonna start at BST times 18. BST on light. That's when I'm going to be going live, starting the stream. We're going to mess around for a little while. We're going to do a glam contest at 19 BST over here on light. We're going to go down to a nightclub, which I assure you it will be completely safe for work. Don't worry. And we're going to do our glam contest. The theme is out of this world. Then at 2030, we're going to go to Chaos and all join this block party with Preach's team, okay?
we
This
now
Saturday.
have 8 or 9 free companies on board with us. And on Saturday, after we visit Light, we're coming back to Chaos. And in our ward, in Ward 5 in Spriggan server, we are going to be having a bunch of live DJs that are literally live. You'll be seeing them playing from their homes via Twitch. They'll have their own streams going where they're DJing for us. And we will have parties at 8 or 9 different places within the same ward.
Just so you know
where
about
we'll
it.
be moving around. And each of them is going to be differently themed. There's going to be casinos. There's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. I don't want to spoil any of it because you should just come down and enjoy it. And even if you can't, if you haven't got an alt from America or whatever, or Australia,
There's the
and you haven't
billboard.
made an alt on our server, we'll be streaming it and having
Yeah,
fun
we
on
have the
Saturday.
billboard,
So I
don't
fully
worry.
encourage you to tune in, especially if you have the mindset that I had. If you didn't see the video the first time I went to an FF14 party, I was 99% sure it was like an ERP sweat fest. It did turn out not to be that way, and it turned out to be really, really super fun. So to the point where
Yeah.
our New Year's Eve party that we threw was ridiculously popular. It was so good. We celebrated the New Year coming in across all.
Now,
of
I
Europe.
have actually never been to a nightclub. I mean, in the game. I have never been to a nightclub in the game. So I don't know what to expect. Now, Mike's been to a few, but I haven't. So I don't know how this is going to be, but I know how glam contest works. So that's
Europe.
one thing I'm sure about.
Every hour for like 5 hours, we had a brand new New Year's as countries brought in the New Year, and it was super good. And we're hoping for another experience like that. So that is going to be on Saturday, guys. All right. So that's all my thoughts on the new stuff, and I hope to see you on Saturday as well. All right. Bye, guys.
Wait, it's a trailer? Wait, it's a trailer for our party? What? Hey. Cool. That's so cool. It looks so nice. Wait, yeah, I see fruit around. I didn't know there was a trailer. Move it so you can see the plots. Yeah, link. Sure. There's the link. Sorry for the ad. My bad, yeah. There's this. Jungle Jugs. Wait a minute. This says it probably means like far away party group. Not a club, like nightclub. This is amazing. Wow! Wow! Y'all, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I had no idea you made such a cool trailer. Not a cult. Yeah, it's not a cult. Look, just because we have robes and rituals and we meet at certain times doesn't mean that it's a cult, okay? And that we all agree that Final Fantasy XIV is the best game and the only game, and we never take off our either, you know, whatever the helmet is that is assigned to us. We never take that off. It doesn't mean just because we have, yeah, the ass rituals. I think that you're making a lot of assumptions here. Yeah, we don't have any. There's no SpongeBob captions. No, we have that though. Actually, no, we didn't have SpongeBob captions on our billboard. Maybe nobody will come now. I'm just kidding. Please come. Please come on down. Okay.